I was wondering. Anything works in that. Because I was thinking that I do the letter writing. But next week I can't because they have one more poem to finish. How much do they need to do? They have the crazy. Their portion is like crazy. I don't know how. As I said, no, we have only 3 lessons. One lesson, two poems, and one play remaining from the entire textbook. The student. I don't know. You have My Childhood also, no? APJ Abdul Kalam. Do you have? No. Okay. Then with Legend of Northland we finished. Snakes in the Mirror, Lake Isle of Mystery, Legend of the Northland, and in this book, instead of bringing moments, I got a Hindi text. I love myself for doing it. And in this, I did this in school too. I took moments and Hindi main book, and now I have English main book and Hindi. We have done the Kingdom of Fools. Yeah. No, we haven't done the Kingdom of Fools. Yeah. We did the question answer, we did the chapter. We were in that class when we did it. We have done the Happy Prince. Happy Prince done and the Kingdom of Fools done. Snake in the Mirror done. Yes, Kingdom of Fools is done. Yeah, Snake in the Mirror. And the chapters will be repeated from last time. A new notice came. So the syllabus changed entirely. Now they're taking chapters from previous. Yeah, but then they said they might change it to selected chapters from previous session by the end of September. It might not have. You have notice writing as well? Yeah. Okay. Notice writing, paragraph, letter, and something known as passage. How did your paper go? English paper, I got, in English and Hindi, I got highest in my class. 45 in English and 47 in Hindi. Oh, great. Well, other subjects I did terribly so, and especially in maths. I had to send the paper for rechecking because, like, also in SST, they took out 10 marks for no reason. So, like, the questions were written, the answers were ticked, and the marks that were given were 1. Like 5-mark question, she's taking every single point and giving me 1 mark. Oh, what? Why? Just for the sake of it. Like, if this paper was sent outside, right? So I guess goodness they got it there. But then I sent it. I heard that from that naval branch also. Everybody who comes there, the parent was so upset. And one parent was pretty upset. He said he could see that the chemistry answers were correct and given wrong. So probably. So this activity of sending papers out did not work well. I'm pretty sure they'll do it next time too. They just need something fun to do to ruin our lives for a few more months. Come on, let's do Legend. We did the question answers also. Yeah, Lake Isle of Mystery, right? It's completed. Yeah. We need just only one chapter for this syllabus is left, which is a Legend of the North. Then is it okay that I call them for 2 hours next time? Yes. And you take a break and then next time after that I'll call all of you for 2 hours to do grammar and creative writing, letter and all. This is such a big poem. Yeah. No, it's an easy one. So next week, no class for me on Thursday? I assume, yes. Okay? Okay. Because there's too much to finish. I understand, don't worry. Because we are like already done with the syllabus and the exam is like a month and a half away. Exactly. After that, we'll be just completing our decisions. Yeah. Let's complete the syllabus quickly then. Okay. Yeah, fine. Next week, I can take a break and then we can run through the syllabus. Then I'll only come for grammar class. Okay. Fine. That's fine. That's perfect. That happened with chemistry too. Like we ran through the syllabus quickly and now there are no more chemistry classes. Completed. There were just 4 chapters and every chapter is completed now. Oh, then great. If you don't mind that, I don't mind going ahead with the lessons. That gives me time to revise at home. Right? Yes, and that will give us time to revise also.
later.
Yeah.
A Legend of Northland. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. When the stories are narrated in the form of poem, they are known as ballads. That was the style of writing. There are different kinds of poetry. So one kind is ballad. Ballads are like in Maharashtra you have this, in Marathi you have this something called Povada, where they narrate the story of Shivaji's bravery, some incident from history. So same way in English we have something called ballad. Ballad is this is a poem, but the poem narrates a story or some incident, some historical incident or a mythological incident. So this is a legend of Northland. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. You know, right? That in the winters in the northern hemisphere, I mean, in
like not
countries in Europe or England,
they have like very short days. Or in countries like Canada, they have very long days and like very nights.
No, that is depending on if it is summer or winter. In winter, they have long nights. In winters, or in all these countries, they have it's evening. It's night by 4 o'clock. So in the sense, the sun sets by 3:34. So a very short day and long nights, so long that they can't sleep through. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bear cubs in their funny, furry new clothes.
That's so cute. I can imagine kids in their bulky winter clothes.
Yeah. So winter times, their children are all wrapped in their furry clothes, and they look like bear cubs, and there are reindeers with sledges. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it is true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching, just as he did, he came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth.
What is a hearth?
Hearth is an oven. Hearth is where you have grass and brick oven. That is hearth. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore, she needed another, and still a smaller one, but it looked when she turned it over as large as the first had done. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. For she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away, so she put them on the shelf.
She's mean. She's mean.
Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. And he said, you are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard, dry wood. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word. And out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird.
He's also mean.
Exactly.
He's meaner.
He can't be a saint if he gets so angry because he's hungry.
Yeah.
Then how come you're a saint? I always read this and I wonder.
How can you call him good Saint Peter?
Exactly. How can he be a good saint? Peter?
Okay, me and my sister were reading this like some time ago when the books had came fresh. She told her she really likes this Quora, and that's the time I also pointed it out. He cannot be a good saint. He cannot just turn people into birds and expect to be renounced
Because they
everywhere.
couldn't give him food. They did not give him food, and he was so hungry.
Like
And he got
free food,
angry.
and he got angry because he cannot get free food.
Exactly. Had he paid her, he would have given him a nice piece. Had he worked for her, he would have given a nice piece of. She would have given him a nice piece of.
But he just wanted food. No food, you are a bird now. This is so annoying.
She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same. But all the rest of her clothes were burned, black as a coal in the flame. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food.
I feel bad for her now. I was supposed to feel bad for the saint I don't.
No, she was this. I always feel she was this simple working lady, had her own cake shop. She was probably really poor and had a family to feed and did not want to give anything free for this man who just comes and I'm a saint, feed me.
Feed. No feed bird.
So
I'll wait when this is being discussed in my class. We're gonna have a debate on this then.
So that's the poem. You read it once and see if you need any explanation because it's just a story and I don't think I want to bore you by explaining word by word, line by line. And it's just you, so if you want to argue, you'll argue only with me, unlike our what's his name? Anura. It doesn't let these two talk. Just doesn't let them talk.
I'm so glad I don't have to do English classes with him. The rest is fine because like he doesn't speak at all anywhere else. In English class, he as if someone has took off his chains and now he's free to speak. And he speaks so much.
Yeah, and
that happened in SST class, and then sir taunted him to the point he stopped. Then like, yeah, Anurag has a lot to say. Yeah, let him speak. Boy has a lot to say. He stopped speaking.
It's like I feel bad for these two because I'm not, even though I say three answers, she will answer, other three numbers answer.
Finally to argue with him.
And before she gives, he will give the answer.
That is so. He's mean, okay. Meaner than the saint Peter.
Today she was trying to say something and he's like, wait. And he's like, wait. Stop it.
You don't cut people off like that.
And
so rudely.
And he doesn't even realize he doesn't even realize that he's being rude or something. It's just in his head.
This is the way I'm gonna cut people off now. Wait, let me speak. I shall be more important than you now. What about Bhavya?
He's good. He tries to speak, but then
he's sitting next to him. They're in the same class in school. He says that he is not as annoying in school.
In school, there are so many children.
Yeah, but he's worse in SST class sometimes. Like, with what do you call it, alligator. Oh my god, he not speak as much as he does in English class, but he try to put his opinion everywhere. Like we are trying to debate on some political event that happened, and he's like, no, all of you are wrong. And then he has the most absurd conspiracy theories about like politicians' death about this, and I'm like, it is verified by the government. Please stop doing this. He just make up his own story. And poor sir, he needs to agree with him for him to feel good. And he's just like, okay, probably this happened.
And then, poor girl, she hardly understands what he's
Yeah. Every class she's just clueless word. I love it. After class, she'll be talking. तुम्हें समझा क्या उसने कुछ बोला? We are not clueless, trust me. And sometimes he'll overlap both of his words to make a sweet nothing out of both the words. He's a good character to have in class. Now, can you explain the third and fourth stanza?
Okay, they tell them
No,
the
next page.
next page.
On the next page, third, fourth stanza.
Then she took a tiny. First, she took made a very little cake, and as it was baking, it always rises. She said, "Oh, this is too big." Then she needed another and took a smaller one. Even that rose up, and she thought, "अरे ये तो पहले इतना ही बड़ा हो गया." Then she took a tiny scrap of dough, very little dough, scrap of dough, very छोटा piece, and rolled it flat, and then baked it thin as wafer. She rolled it and baked it like a thin like wafer. But then she thought, "Oh, this is so tasty. This looks very interesting." She couldn't give even that to him. She couldn't even part with that. For she said, "My cakes, when I eat, they are so small. They finish so quickly. My stomach doesn't get full. But they are too large to give away. When I have to give away to someone, they are too big." So she put them on the shelf. So she did not give any of those cakes. She made one, then she made another smaller one, then she took one thin scrap, rolled and made a flat bread. Even that she could not give. She put it on the shelf. Maybe somebody will buy it and pay money probably.
What is hungry and faint? As in faint means
hungry means he was hungry and he was so hungry that he would have fainted.
Hungry and faint.
Yes, he was hungry.
Faint I always thought meant few in literature.
Hungry and faint means hungry and tired.
Okay. Therefore, they describe her as such a woman. Such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. Okay, she was a businesswoman.
I know, surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. If a saint gets provoked by such silly things, I know.
This chapter was enough to provoke me. So she basically got suctioned into the chimney and
No. Yeah, suction. No, chimney means that hollow thing in the olden houses.
I have that in my daddy's place. It opens in the terrace.
Yeah. So she flew from there.
In human form, because they say she flew out as a woodpecker. So she basically got suctioned in.
And she turned into a woodpecker and flew out.
I love imagining these things. Gives me a little fun thing to think about before going to bed. What's up with the scarlet cap? Like, what happened to
She
that?
was wearing a cap because all bakers wear a cap. So she had that scarlet cap, red color cap, and that remained on the woodpecker's head. The woodpecker has those red feathers on top.
Okay, understood. Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah. Which country or countries do you think the Northland refers
to? European country.
Okay. Any European country, Canada, or the
no, I believe this is Norway.
Norway.
I mean, it just gives me like cold Norway vibes.
Yes, Norway, Sweden, the northernmost part of Canada.
Just like cold places. Because they said the kids look like dogs. And I want to see those kids now.
What did Saint Peter ask the old lady for?
Saint Peter asked the old lady for a free cake because he was very hungry. And
don't say free cake, your teacher might not like it. Asked for a cake since he was very hungry.
And the lady's reaction was to make the tiniest cake possible, but she still did not give it away to him because it seemed too large for her to give away.
How did he punish her?
He punished her by turning her into a woodpecker that would bore in the wood for food.
How does the woodpecker get her food?
Woodpecker gets her food in the wood for looking for scanty pieces of food.
By boring in the wood on the trees, or boring in the tree or the
logs.
Yeah.
How does the woodpecker get her food? By boring all day into the woods.
Yes. In that hard and dry wood.
Yeah. Outside of school today, I fed 2 dogs, like out of my pocket money. Wait till my mom finds out about it. I worked 50 rupees. Like my school right next to it, there's a pet shop. So there were 2 hungry dogs that were just lurking around us eating snacks. So I felt really bad. Me and my friend, we went and bought those 50 rupee dog foods for them.
Okay.
They were really happy, but then one of them wanted to fight the other one for the food. So we put it in 2 different parts of the street.
Do you think that the old lady would have been so ungenerous if she had known who Saint Peter really was?
Ungenerous. This question is
like she did not even give a small piece of. She could have given a chota piece.
She's struggling clearly because like if she cannot give that much away, she was clearly struggling.
It's also the nature. If she had, there are some people who are just generous. They just give away. But then, do you think she would have parted food had she known who Saint Peter was?
She would have obviously given him food if she knew who he was, and she wouldn't have refused to give him even the smallest piece of cake that she made.
What would she have done then? She would have given
him the cake in the first.
Welcome. She would have warm welcome and given him enough food
for him to
eat and to satisfy his hunger.
Well, quick question. What would have Saint Peter done after she was a woodpecker, eat all the cake in the bakery?
And did she have children? Who would look after them? All those questions, I'll have all these stupid questions. What happened to her family?
Also, what happened to the bakery? Did Saint Peter take over and start baking breads now? And started giving them away for free. That would be a good story. Then he took over the bakery like a menace to society and started giving away all the food.
You can't do charity all the time. You can't give away free food unless you have some other mean of earning money.
That's right. Yeah. Is this a true
story? Which part of this poem do you feel is the most important?
It is mentioned in the story that the poet feels that this is not a true story but it is a good tale to tell. Which part is the most important?
That she did not part with food and therefore she got punished. So it tells us that we should be generous and serve food to the hungry, uh, hungry and poor and hungry who are in need. That is what they are trying to say. That give food. You know, she had the whole shop. She could have easily given one small piece to.
Hopefully, yeah. Maybe next time as a woodpecker, she can give more wood to Saint Peter who's a woodpecker.
Like I remember my grandfather, like when we would go to his house, that he had this practice. What he would do, the when the plate is served to him, given food, he would remove ऐसा इतना side में, मतलब one small piece of roti, one small piece of roti, one small piece of sabzi, dal, chawal, and that would go to the birds always. Afternoon also, or the cat, whoever would come there. So either the crow or the cat, and I don't know how, but every Thursday this dog would come. So he would get, but he would. That was a practice. So if you have a plate full of food, basically that was the belief that remove little for even the birds and the beasts and the hungry, basically. Now, who will be the hungry person coming to your house every day? So you feed that to the birds, and that time we had crows and sparrows, crows basically, and her house was on the ground floor, so there were also many cats. So,
my grandpa makes grandma tear off half of his chapati and give it to the dog.
yeah.
So he eats on the first floor balcony. Grandma will run down the stairs and she will make this weird sound for like a dog to come. Only a specific dog comes all the time. And she'll feed him and he'll just go away happily and come back the next day. He doesn't even lurk around for more food or anything.
What is a legend? Legend is a story. Legend is an old tale. Why is this poem called a legend?
This poem is called a legend because this probably happened a very long time
ago.
Yeah, this probably happened a very long time ago, making this a legend.
Yes, not a very popular story with a moral. Story with a moral, remember.
Write the story of a legend in an outside and work that. And write this one.
Hopefully that answers question. Okay, you can write that also, but solve the multiple choice questions first from your UT book.
This should be in volume 1, right?
Yeah, poems are in volume 1 or poems are in volume 2.
Let's check it, I don't remember.
I think it's in volume 2.
Yeah. Poems are the only reason I like English. They're so wonderful to read. But also the long novels are fun, but then poems are so much better.
What is the rhyme scheme of this poem?
A, B, C, D. Yes, A, B, C, D.
Northland, few, winter, through. A, B, C, D.
Yes. Wait, Northland. Where is Northland situated? Why are they asking me where is Northland situated when I don't know that?
What are the options?
It is near Scotland, near in an island of New Zealand. It is in Holland and island of Ireland. What?
No.
Where did I miss this?
See, because Saint Peter is from Ireland. In Ireland, this Saint Peter is very, very popular.
Okay, so we'll just take Ireland because that sounds. But there is no only Ireland. How do you compare this? Yeah. The data will how did the children door has closed and opened too many times today. What did Saint Peter do during his travel around the world? He begged for food. He preached the people. He looked after the poor and the rich. He met little women. He begged for food and he met little women. It has no article, it is just he met little women. He begged for food. He preached to people, obviously. What time of day did Peter?
Now this is out of the syllabus, but apparently he's a big saint and looked up, and they would say that he would, when he would walk with his staff, with the sound of his staff, the serpents would die, and the greens, and therefore I think they wear green on this day or something like that.
Yeah, what is it called? Saint Peter's Day. Yeah, everybody wears green. I know it has the four-leaf clover as like the prime symbol of the day.
So I was reading, and it meant that he was the one who spread Christianity on large scale in Ireland. And the serpent, they used to call those who practice the local religion. Then, like, before Christianity, there was another religion. So there were many different local practices. So he would call them as serpents.
So he
would kill them, or he has done apparently so many of atrocities. He was absolutely cruel. He would tie people, burn them alive if they refused to become, a Christian. So that's how he had spread Christianity and Iraq. So there's if you try to read on the internet, there are very opinions.
And they celebrate him.
Yeah, because then he managed to, make this country Christian, completely Christian, and then they started celebrating him after many years.
Celebrating him. And people must know about this. Like a lot of people must know if it is out there, and they still choose to celebrate.
They must be, but once you follow that, start following the religion, you forget the past, right? So there are some smaller communities who do, like, they don't like this big celebration of St. Peter's, because they say that he practically wiped off our culture, he practically wiped off the, I forgot what they are called.
Okay, when you said he killed serpents, I thought, the sound of it would kill snakes. My God, so. Man, you don't deserve a poem to be written about it. Stop. favorite MCQ is still meet Little Woman or beg for food.
There is the story of the poem of a Northland, where the Northlander is maybe island. Okay. How will you compare the winter days and nights? The days are too short, nights are too long. How do the children wearing furry clothes look? They look like bear skulls. What do the people of the Northland harness their sledges to? The reindeer. So tell the tale because he wants people to learn a lesson. What did Saint Peter do during his travel? He preached the people.
No, he met Little Woman.
He met little women. What time of the day
this
is it?
to my parents when I get to meet Little Woman beg for food.
But did she get in touch with you?
Yeah, I talked to her. I sent her link to one of the upcoming MBNs.
Okay.
She was primarily like curious about the Avalon Heights MBN, but that was done. And like the registration was closed.
Okay. Then where is the next one now?
This is in Don Bosco. It is one of the finest MBNs in like among the schools. This and Gold Crest High. Both of them are like very competitive, but extremely like
Which one is closed, you said?
Avalon Heights.
Okay.
The MAN is closed there. Like it is already done and the registrations for the next one may start like a few months later.
The Don Bosco one is better.
Don was clearly better than Avalon Heights. Avalon Heights is not very well managed. The MAN team over there is fairly like new to this. And my friends who went there, they said terrible management. And like the kids there who are managing, teachers don't really interfere in MANs, right? There's just two in charge or one in charge. The kids are really mean to you if you like ask them anything. Like the OC, the organizing committee is really mean. Better she doesn't interfere. I gave her, one of my friends is the marketing manager in the Don Bosco MBNs.
Okay.
One of the best MBNs. And he said I struggled a lot to get to the post, okay?
What time of the day did the saint reach the at the close of the day? How Saint Peter feeling very rich, tired and hungry. What did Saint Peter ask from the little woman? A single cake. The little woman baked a cake for her. Then why did she not give? She thought it was too big to give her. Think of the cake she made. She thought that they were too small for her, but too big to give away here. What curse did Saint Peter pronounce? Okay, that she will go hard, that she will keep going all day. Okay. What was the selfish woman changed into? A woodpecker. It was gone black and she went up to the chimney.
See, I was like, she was suctioning to the chimney. She went zoop.
The right scheme of the poem.
None of the options were correct.
Okay.
There was one option for the fourth stanza one, but it was incorrect. The scheme was incorrect.
Yeah. Why have the words like away, boring, and roll being repeated? To make it lyrical, to enhance their impact and add the rhythm. The poem A Legend of Northland was written by
Field Gallery.
No!
Yeah.
Acha. Field
I'm good with Korean names. Okay, I cannot forget that.
Name the animals that are mentioned in the poem.
Reindeer and woodpecker.
Okay, woodpecker would be a bird, but fine.
Yeah.
Why do the children look like bear skulls?
Because they are dressed in funny clothes.
Yes. And there is one more animal that is mentioned.
Bear.
Yes.
Bear skull, yeah.
What was the little woman doing?
She was baking bread in a hut.
She was baking
Cake in a hut, sorry. You know the part where she kneads it and rolls it, that just confuses me.
Who came to the door of the cottage?
Saint Peter.
Trace the word from the passage which means fireplace.
Hut.
Yes. Why was Saint Peter angry?
Because he was extremely hungry and the old woman refused to give him even the smallest piece of bread. All the cake. Cake. Not bread.
Why can't people in the Northland sleep through the nights?
Because the days are too short and the nights are very long, so they cannot sleep through the night.
What is a ballad?
Ballad is a poem written to narrate a story.
Okay. Is this poem a ballad?
Yes.
Why?
Because this is a poem narrating the story of how Saint Peter turns a little woman into a bird for her greediness.
Yes. So is this poem a ballad?
Yeah.
That is the question. Even then you have to give the explanation. Yes, this poem is a ballad and then explain why. Okay. Even if why is not asked. To what have the children in the Northland compared to?
A bear cow. My favorite line of the poem.
How did Saint Peter reach little woman's cottage?
I have no idea about that, surprisingly.
He was
hungry and faint.
He was walking the earth, preaching the people.
For being he once when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching.
Yeah, so he was walking around, he was
preaching, and he was fasting the whole day. He had fasted the whole day, so he was hungry and faint. So he walked to the cottage of the woman baking the cakes for food.
So he traveled from place to place while preaching. He had not eaten the whole. What?
The light audibly flickered. Yeah. This happened like previously too. It's kind of scary.
We need to switch that off actually.
Yeah, one of the tube lights in my uncle's home exploded once. Like,
is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It is not supposed to happen. Tube lights are not supposed to explode like that. But then the flow of electricity into the tube light was a lot because of some imbalance that happened in the electricity board itself. So then the light switch exploded, like that one and the tube light.
Which one got switched off?
No,
no. So I think I switched the correct one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's this and this. You will write one of the answers.
A few days ago I wrote a poem about writing poems. Yeah, it's good. I'll read it to you after when the lecture is over. My sister liked it, so hopefully it's good. What answer should I?
Yeah, 1 minute. Huh? What dress is the weather in the Northland or just take a look. How is true satisfaction spoiled by greed? Don't write this. Just tell me first.
How is
true satisfaction spoiled by greed?
Probably because nobody feels fulfilled if they are greedy. Like a person cannot feel fulfilled if they are greedy. Acts of generosity make you feel like a good human being or maybe an asset to society.
The more you give,
the more you get. And while being greedy and not just like how the little woman did, by not giving anything to people in need, while you have plenty of it will just end up in you feeling worse about your own actions. And when as it goes, that the more you give, the more you will get nothing in return from others.
Yes. And when you give and help the person in need,
You
you feel good about yourself. It
yeah,
gives
you
you
feel fulfilled. That's
yes. Feel fulfilled. That's a better word, fulfilled.
Yeah. That's how my mother frames it. Like, every time I was like 6 years old, and that was the first time when we came to Mumbai.
And if you are greedy, there is never peace in our life
Yeah.
because whatever we get is never enough.
We just feel like we want more and more. Yeah. So when I was 6, we came here, 6 or 7. That was the first time I realized that all my clothes that go away go to other kids. So I was like really upset. Also, another time when my mom gave away my stuffed toy to one of the houses, I got really upset at her, but I was not big enough to understand it then. She said, "You will never feel happy in life if you keep things to yourself that you no longer need. And if you give it away to someone else who will need it and will use it more, you will just feel better about yourself and what you did. And you will feel like the money that you spent on buying that thing is more useful now. Like while you use it yourself, you won't feel like the money went to good cause. But now you'll feel, I did not understand anything back then. It's only a few years ago when I realized she said really good things back then. She still gives away to the same orphanage. Like the same group of people, like kids that grow older and older. Should I write this question?
Right, what is the theme of the poem, The Legend of Northland?
The poem's theme is about not being greedy, right? About
being selfish, not being selfish,
about being
and
selfless and
healthy.
healthy. I can't seem to frame it very well, but I've written it. The poem revolves around a greedy woman who refuses to feed a hungry saint Peter a slice of cake. It teaches us not to be selfish. The theme of the poem is to promote generosity and remind us how greediness is not a good practice.
Okay, and then write 2-3 lines about how we feel fulfilled when we give others, and how when we give more, the more we get. You need to learn to expand this because this can come for 3 marks. whatever you have written is correct and written well. There is one more question. I'll write.
Yeah, I wrote a little more. One feels fulfilled if they are generous. The more we give, the more we get back. So it is important for us to be selfless and giving.
Very good. This is the woman we are talking about.
Who is the woman? The woman is the little woman in the cottage making and selling a cake.
The woman mentioned here. And how did she provoke the saint?
She provoked the saint by not giving him even the smallest piece of cake when he was hungry and faint.
Okay.
Should I write down this answer?
Yes, write down this answer. Was a little woman who owned. Now here, if this question comes for 2 marks, we will say that the little woman owned her own bakery. That the Saint Peter had come to her bakery and asked for while he was hungry and asked for food. Okay, and then how did she provoke?
By refusing to give him even the smallest piece of cake.
Now here also you need to expand. She tried baking again and smaller and smaller cakes, but yet could not part with it. She kept him waiting for a long time. She kept him waiting and hungry for a long time.
And that was enough to provoke.
Yeah, and could not and did not
feed him anything.
Who was the woman? Question should be who was the woman? Done?
The woman was the little woman in the cottage. who owned a bakery. Saint Peter arrived at the bakery, hungry and faint, looking for food. She provoked him by repeatedly making smaller and smaller cakes, but still not parting with any of them, leaving the saint hungry and waiting for a long time. Oh, God.
I think that's all. Next time we'll do this next lesson. My Childhood by APJ Abdul Kalam. But next week, I think you will take a break. So after that, we'll do APJ Abdul Kalam. How much more time do we have?
Like 5
5 minutes? Okay. You can read your phone.
Yeah. Right. I am not very profound with words, but I still try making them as fancy as possible. I pen my thoughts upon the page, emotions free without a case, no judgment here, just endless grace, as syllabus and verses embrace. In solitude's embrace I find my peace, no need for friends my words release, with ink and paper as my confidence true, I befriend my thoughts, painting skies of blue. So here's to the bond strong and true, between me and my words the friendship grew. No need for friends, I found a way to befriend my thoughts, came what may.
Oh, wow! Amazing! Very good!
Thank you.
You should publish this somewhere.
Hopefully, sometime.
Very good, excellent.
Thank you. I like it. I like this one. Okay. Other poems are like a little too childish, but I like this one. This sounds like I'm a big girl, like a big person doing big things in life. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it is very well written. And the words are very good. What you're being humble saying, oh, but then
I try to make them as fancy as possible. Like as per my calendar.
you have good calligraphy.
Thank you.
So in chemistry, the entire
syllabus is done. It is just 4 chapters because the syllabus reduced this year, right? Like significantly. 2 chapters were cut down. One from lockdown and one after lockdown.
Oh.
So now we have nothing to do in chemistry. And in 4 chapters, 2 chapters are related and 2 chapters are related.
Oh.
So just the same thing repeated in both chapters.
Easy to
Indeed it is. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.